Hi guys, how are you today? Thank you so much for clicking onto this video. I hope you're having a fantastic day so far. For those of you who are new, my name is Eva. And for those of you who are coming back, as always, thank you so much for coming back. Welcome to another MLM shit show. Take a look at the graph if you've been enjoying my content or if you're new here and if you like my videos, if you like anti-MLM in general, please click that like and subscribe button. It would really help me out a lot. Another lunch break, another video, and this one is yet another ZYIA video. As you may know, this is my new series. Well, not so new. I've been making videos on ZYIA for a while, but I really dug into them. I've got, I think, about 3 more videos ready. And if you have any tea about ZYIA, if you have any insights, if you have anything interesting that you found, interesting posts, coaches, I call them coaches automatically because they remind me of Beachbody so much. But if you found anything interesting on them, just feel free to send it on to my email address. You can also use my Instagram, but I can't promise that I'm gonna see it on Instagram because my DMs get a little bit busy with creepy men, unfortunately. It kind of comes with the fitness-ish Instagram accounts that the DMs get flooded with creeps. But I do try to take a look properly, like, and see, you know, if it looks like a normal message or no. Sometimes I auto delete them, so if I ignored you at any point, if you message me on there, I'm so sorry, I didn't mean to. 100% I'm gonna see it if you send it on my email address, and I can't promise that I'm gonna see it on Instagram. So yeah, the content's getting longer, videos are getting longer. I'm gonna try to cover more training videos and stuff like that. I hope you like them. If you have any feedback for me as well, feel free to leave it down below. What would make them better? Ranting on again, so I'm just gonna put a little disclaimer in here and let's just get into the video. It's also really hard to juggle the side hustles with your full-time job. Like, I don't care what the MLMs huns say, oh, you can fit this into the pockets of your free time. And it's like, it's so hard, especially if you're on Instagram, social media. It just takes a lot of time. You really have to enjoy it in order to not get burnt out all the time. So the first post that we have here is actually a YouTube video from my #1 favorite ZYIA coach, representative, whatever. And she is talking about attraction marketing.
I want you to think about a fishing pole. And this is kind of a silly thing to think about, but I brought a fishing pole because you guys, if you've ever seen one of my trainings, I am very visual. I'm a visual learner. And so for me to explain this and show you the fishing rod, so you are the fishing rod, okay? You yourself are the fishing rod, and your platform, so wherever you are, you know, putting out your product and your business opportunity, that's your fishing line, okay? So you are here. Your fishing line is your platform, so your Instagram, your Facebook VIP page, whatever that looks like for you. And then down here on the bottom, we've got our trusty hook. I don't have any worms or bait on this right now, obviously, but you know, you always have your bait. And what your bait is your content. So what you're putting out there is the bait. Now, if you think about the bait, it's really important, right? Just like with my kids, we had the wrong bait. We were not putting the right kind of bait out there, so we weren't getting any bites. So what kind of bait are you putting out there? What kind of content are you putting out there on your social media accounts? Are you putting out the right content? Are you attracting the right kind of people? And that's what we're going to talk about today. I'm going to hopefully be able to teach you just a little bit in my next 10 or 15 minutes as I talk to you guys about this and kind of share some things that have helped me and help you get the right content out there. So what is attraction marketing? So I actually had someone come up to me about 6 months ago and say, gosh, you're so good at attraction marketing. How do you do it? Like, how did you learn it? And this is so embarrassing to say, but I was like, I don't really know. Like, what do you mean? And they're like, well, you're just so good at attracting people to your business. Like, I just noticed, like, you have a lot of followers on Instagram and, you know, it seems like you're always recruiting. And I was thinking, well, I just share what I love. You know, I share what I love and how it makes me feel. And, but there was more to it. So I went to YouTube and I searched up attraction marketing, because I honestly had never really heard the phrase attraction marketing before, which, like I said, is super embarrassing. You would think 3 years into the direct sales industry, I would know what attraction marketing was, but I didn't know that I was doing it. And so after, getting into the rabbit hole on YouTube about attraction marketing, I learned a little bit more about it and what it means. And attraction marketing is putting yourself out there so that you attract people to your business that are like you, people who want to be like you and do the things that you're doing. That is attraction marketing. Okay, so when we are practicing attraction marketing, we want to do a few things. First, we want to attract people as customers, right? We want all the customers that we can get, because ultimately customers turn into hostesses, hostesses turn into teammates, and the circle keeps going, right? So we want to attract them as a customer. We want to put content out there that says, hey, you need to try what I'm offering here. Next, we need to attract them as hostesses. So we need to put content out there that says, hey, this is why you want to host a party with me. This is why you should, spend a little bit of time inviting friends to a group and joining me as a hostess so that you can get free and half-priced cute clothes and ultimately, hopefully, join my team. And then with attraction marketing, yes, we want to ultimately attract them as teammates and reps on our team. Okay, right? That's the ultimate goal, because there's a lot of customers out there in the world, you guys. It's endless. But people who want to join your team, those are harder to come by. So if we can attract them as customers or hostesses and potentially teammates, that's the golden ticket. And that's what we're trying to do. So if you do this right, if you do it in the right way, you're going to attract people who feel like they connect with you, okay? Specifically with you, and who have an interest in what you're selling and what you're doing. So something I did probably a year ago is I took inventory on my downline. And what does that mean? So I took all my first levels, the first levels that I've recruited. And if you don't have a downline yet, if you don't have a team, that's okay. This little part's kind of for people who have recruited. So if you do have a team, what I want you to do, and I'm going to challenge you guys to do this, something that I did is I went and I wrote down all of the people that I had recruited in the past 2 years. And I just kind of put a little check mark by so did I recruit them by cold messaging? Were they a customer? Were they a hostess? Were they a friend? Did they reach out to me? And when I did the math, it was about 85 to 90% had reached out to me to join my team. And so what I gained from that little challenge was I had realized that what I was doing on my social media was working. It was working because people were coming to me. And so that's what I want to teach you guys, is how to do that so that you don't have to cold message as much. So you don't have to have those awkward, hey girl conversations. There's nothing wrong with cold messaging, you guys. It's a great tool because it plants seeds. It creates a relationship. And when done the right way, yes, it can breed new reps. But ultimately, you want people coming to you. It's easier. It's better. They're the people who show interest in the business at the beginning.
Did she just say cold messaging is a great tool? Can I just say I love how she used fishing and baiting fishes. So the fact that she thinks the cold messaging is a great tool is just what? How is this woman one of the top coaches? I take screenshots of her posts all the time, and it's just a bunch of cringy, salesy, that girl posts trying to target mothers who would like to stay home with their kids and earn some money. She's got a very specific target, which is, like I just said, mothers. All of her posts are super cringy, and she also makes statements about how much money she earned from ZYIA, which we spoke about in the very last video. They shouldn't be making claims like that, but yeah, she puts a specific amount into it, and I just don't personally think that her account is great. I don't think that her advertisement and attraction marketing is the best, especially if she also uses cold messaging, which at this day and age, very rarely reps are gonna think that cold messaging works. I mean, I don't know, like I don't get any cold messages anymore, not nearly as before. I still see people getting them, but I think not really as often, because now they moved on to creating relationships, right? Relationships, trying to befriend people in order to recruit, which is a lot worse than cold messaging because they are trying to manipulate you. They're hiding what they actually are trying trying to do. They don't want to befriend you because they like you or anything. They just want to befriend you just to get financial benefits off of you. So it's very fake. I just can't believe that she actually said that cold messaging is a great tool. I'd love to see her training, like her full training. If you have access to any trainings of hers, any Zoom calls or whatever she does, I would really like to see it. I would like to sneak in. If I can't sneak in, I'd love to get like a screen recording of it, because I'm really interested in what her actual training looks like. This is just the bits and pieces that I found on her YouTube channel, which doesn't have much traffic. So anyway, next one is, I think I mentioned this before, ZYIA is digging their way into workouts, and my theory personally is that they are having these online free workouts. I mean, they are free for now because they want to get the people's interest in, they want to get their reps interest in, and then they want to get the customers interest in as well, because they are most likely, in my own opinion, I'm pretty sure they have to be planning some workout programs in the future that you're gonna have to sign up for, you're gonna have to pay for it, stuff like that. So this is just a marketing thing, just a little bit of like, here's a taste of it and now pay us for it. So I'm pretty sure they are gonna go into more of like a beach body side of the things by doing the clothes and the workout programs. So yeah, we're gonna see how that unravels, but this is something that was sent to me by one of you guys, gals, thank you so much. So ZYIA Active workouts, new year, new you, of course. Throwdown Thursdays, mindful Mondays. I should have started the other way around, but anyway. So they say classes will be live on Instagram and Facebook on the corporate account ZYIA Active. I didn't catch any of these because I was busy, but I'm really gonna try to do it. But I think I was told that you have to go through a link in order to join them or something. Probably the link where they get all of your details and then they try to sell you something and recruit you. I mean, she just said the ultimate goal is to recruit people. So yeah, they might be saying, we're not focused on recruitment. We're not like other MLMs, you can sell whatever. Their top coach literally just said the ultimate goal is to recruit. So you lure them in by selling them some leggings, whatever, then you try to get them to host a party, and ultimately you recruit them into your team. It's just bullshit. It's a lot of lies that they tell, false information, but we have proof. They are just like any other MLM, and they are focused on recruitment, very much focused on recruitment. So I don't care what they say to make it look as if it's a different MLM than any others. It is not. They are just recruiting. And I'd love to see an income disclosure statement, but yeah, there's a reason why they don't want to give it out to public. So mindful Mondays, and these are like their models, I guess, doing the workouts. This is just a bunch of their names, so I'm not gonna say anything. So we have January 10th, February 7th. What date is today? Oh my god, it's already 18th. Okay, so anyway, throughout the whole month. Okay, next up we have some tea from a former rep. So again, thank you so much for sharing everything with us. She sent me proof of inventory loading. So they do like to say you don't need an inventory, whatever, but we spoke about this before. ZYIA releases new clothing once a week. So obviously they're gonna tell you, well, you don't need to hold inventory or whatever. But realistically, if you want to keep up with the new drops, if you want to properly do it, properly advertise them, you're gonna have to buy new merch, new stuff, and you're gonna end up with an inventory. So let me just put that in here. Okay, so this is the video that she showed, or the story. So that's like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 drawers of ZYIA clothing, and there's a lot of, like, they're overcrowded. There's a lot of clothes in there. Reps are not required to carry inventory, but there's still inventory requirements to buy for personal use, to be a product of the product. When I left ZYIA, I couldn't believe how much I spent or how much I acquired. Nobody needs that much activewear. Since leaving, I have given away so much of that because I cannot wear that brand anymore. That's understandable. Plus, though there's technically no inventory requirements, there's still required quotas: 200 PV to get paid, 600 PV to waive website fee after first 2 calendar months. Joining on the last day counts as the first month. I know this because I had joined mid-month. That's really shitty if you join during the end of the month and it's like, well, these 2 days were your first month for free. 1000 PV to get an 8% bonus on top of 20% at the first level. I still don't know where to begin with sharing my story, but in my 18 months of being a ZYIA rep, In 2019, I made commission of 1,600 Canadian dollars, and in 2020, I made commission of 2,600 Canadian dollars. Both on sales alone. I never recruited, and that's before expenses. I was my biggest customer, and I spent about 13,000 Canadian dollars in that period on products for myself. Wow. That's a lot. That includes taking advantage of always having my own hostess shopping link on the go to earn free and half of items. Like they say, it's such a great way to go, but I know from my own experience that it is a scam. So glad to be out of that company and MLMs in general. So then I just asked her how was she recruited and who was her upline, and she said I was at the bottom and she was actually 4th rep above me. Even though she never recruited me, she was one person who I looked up to, and it was that connection with her and a few others that played a factor in keeping me in so long. While I was in it and active with it, the community did feel like a good place to be. Unless we questioned anything, voiced concerns about products or website, or expressed frustrations in anything, then we were seen as negative, or it was our fault for not succeeding. The toxic positivity and gaslighting, I think, was pretty prevalent company-wide among most of the top reps. But I will give this girl credit because she's actually pretty decent compared to others I witnessed. The person who recruited me didn't use cold messaging. Her thing was create Facebook groups and friend requests and constantly invite people into groups. I actually inquired about the opportunity because I had been watching enough posts that I got curious. But yeah, building relationships and seeing if people are open, warming up to them in conversations before approaching with the opportunity is heavily pushed in ZYIA from what I remember. Oh, then she gave me some insight on who the highest top reps are. I'm embarrassed at how much I spent with having new releases every week and constantly FOMO being pushed. A common saying among reps was the leggings that broke the internet, as if it implies outside customers were shopping, but really it was all of us reps trying to purchase what we could. We were constantly told with this boutique style shopping, if you see something you like, you gotta go for it before it's gone, and encouraged to promote to our own customers in that way. So yeah, create the sense of urgency. But most items were almost always restocked at a later date or in different color, but somehow the company has a hold on their reps to keep them shopping. It's pretty insane how fiercely loyal reps become to ZYIA. Plus, using the you gotta buy the products to grow your biz was pushed a lot. So again, you don't require an inventory, right? But they're gonna push you to keep buying, especially since they have so many new stocks like every single week. Of course, they're gonna want you to buy every single week or every second week, and that's a lot of money that you spent there. I'm really sorry that you spent so much. So even the stuff that she made back, she didn't actually made because she invested so much more than what she got back. And yeah, a lot of MLMs are gonna say, oh, we are number one in this, number one in this and that, but it's usually just the reps who are also glorified customers that are buying their stuff. First free workout this morning at 11 a.m. Who wants a link? So yeah, this is the link that she said. It looks like those BS links that you would have to fill in so that they get your details, so that they can keep cold messaging you and pressuring you into joining or trying to manipulate you, in my own opinion. For the end, we have another video.
Hello, hey, happy Tuesday. Haha. I wanted to share something with you, something that I feel like I knew this. Hi, Christy. Oh my gosh, hi. Merry Christmas, Happy New Year, all the things. Happy Valentine's Day. I don't Hello, hey. Guys, I have, so I listened to something today. I recently started working with one of my mentors, but I just joined an amazing program. It's called Accelerator Program, and it's a great mentorship program. I'll be sharing with you guys more throughout the weeks and the months, because this is a year-long program, especially if you're on my team. Make sure that you're getting on team calls and watching stuff and paying attention, because the amount of content that is coming out of this is insane and amazing. But something that I want to share with you, for anybody who's starting business or anybody who's in business, specifically if you have, or if you are in network marketing, in direct sales, in anything that requires, like, you know, people, and I just think every business requires people. I think this applies to anything: real estate, mortgage, insurance, if you open a restaurant, whatever. Business, when you first start a business, when you open a business, whatever you do, even Christy, like your husband is an attorney, and I feel like he's so successful. You guys do so many amazing things for the community and for people. You're like good people. So the point of this is, those of you guys that are watching, business, when you open a business, when you start a business, no matter what type of business it is, here's what happens. If you're a good person, if you've been, and by good person, not like good and bad, but if you've been a good friend, if you've been somebody of value in your community, if you've been somebody who gets along with a lot of people, somebody who's social, somebody who interacts with other people, if you're somebody who's known in your community, and community, I mean real, like in person, in real life, right? Like not in real life, not like in person, right? Like locally, you have a circle of friends, you get along, people love you, you love people, you pour into them, you know, if you've been that type of person, whatever business you start, that business is gonna reward you for the stuff for the person you've been before you started the business. Now, it also includes, have you been active on social media? Have you only been somebody who sees posts and you don't interact, you don't share, you never post, like you're just being somebody who only looks at stuff, but you never add to the platform, like if you don't add value into the platform, whatever it is. So, and this is not to discourage you if you're not doing any of those things, but I would say, hey, is this making sense to you? Drop me a comment. I want to know where you guys are watching from. Are you watching from here? Are you in the US? Are you in Canada? Are you maybe in Australia? I know I have some new friends in Australia and other places, but comment, let me know where you're watching from. I want to see some, I don't know, I want to see some of your names. Who's watching? Let me know if this is making sense to you. Texas, hi Camille. So here's the thing. If you're starting your business, if you're planning to start a business, if you started a business and you're like, nobody's listening to me, nobody's supporting me, nobody's helping me, nobody's interested in what I have to say, don't be mad and don't be defeated. This is a time where you think, okay, how can I be of more value to my community? How can I be of more value to my social media platforms? What can I share? What can I teach? What can I put out there? How can I interact? So start connecting with more people, start building relationships, start sharing things that are helping. Like this, what I'm doing here, I am pouring into you. I'm sharing value. I am adding value into this platform, and hopefully this helps some of you. And maybe later on, my business is going to another level and my business says, you know what? You've been a good person, Paula. You've been somebody of value. You've been somebody who cares about people. You've been somebody who doesn't just learn and takes and takes and takes, but you're somebody who shares. So I used to be a fitness instructor, and I feel like throughout my journey as a fitness instructor, I shared so much. Like I shared workout tips, I shared workouts, I used to go live all the time and just encourage people and share. So when I started my business, it really started really strong. And it makes sense when my mentor Eric said today, he said, when you start a business, your business will reward you for the person that you've been before, or it will punish you. And by punishment, it doesn't mean a bad thing, but it's more of, hey, you're not ready to be successful. It is time to start this journey. So if you've noticed that maybe, when people are not paying attention to you, maybe people aren't like, you post something and you don't get a lot of action, that's why. So take this as a challenge, as an opportunity to say, you know what? It is time for me to connect, to relate with other people, with your community. That's what you need to be doing. So focus on that. Do me a favor, share this video, tag some of your people, tag to teach, to connect, to relate with other people, with your community. That's what you need to be doing. So focus on that. Do me a favor, share this video, tag some of your people, tag some of your people. They need to see this, they need to hear this, they need to know that they're not a failure, they need to know that they don't suck at business. They just need to know that business is about the value that you bring to the marketplace, the resources, the problems that you solve. And if you've been doing that up until now, you will get rewarded for it. If not, the business will make you, the business will challenge you until you become that, until the business says, you know what, you've been doing so great, let's grow, here you go. But first we gotta plant the seeds. And I always say, I tell this to my team, the day we plant the seeds is not the day we eat the fruit. So think about that concept.
All right, well, so that was another classic case of her basically telling everyone on her call to create more relationships, connect with people online, because obviously they are gonna post a lot of content online. Like, their stories are always active. There's always, and when I say active, I am struggling to keep posting like 2, 3, 4 stories per day, which I don't do. I never end up doing them regularly, but I do try to be more active on my stories. And these Huns always have like 15 or 20 stories on. They put their whole lives online, which is very stressful. And I presume most of them get barely anything back. They get barely any engagement. They get barely any interest back, especially now that the anti-MLM community has grown so big and most of the people are aware of what the MLMs are, what they're doing, that you have 0.4% chances of succeeding. So people are a lot more skeptical, which is a good thing. She probably had some inquiries, or people, her downline would ask her to encourage people to go out there and create these fake relationships with people on social media in order to recruit them, get financial, personal benefits off of them, which, like I said, is a lot worse than cold messaging people, because at least with cold message, you know what they want and you can ignore them. And yeah, they are in Australia now, and she said it herself. She has a few new friends in Australia, which is really sad. I really feel bad for the people who joined in Australia. I don't know, maybe they don't know what it is, maybe they're brainwashed, they think it's a great opportunity because it's only starting in their country, and I don't know, we'll see if there's going to be any successful top coaches from Australia anytime soon. That's all I have for you today, and I have a nice 20 minutes to have my lunch and my coffee, so I'm happy about that. Anyways, as always, thank you so much for watching. If you enjoyed it, please click that like and subscribe button. Thank you to all of you nice people who are supporting me. If you're not coming from my social media, but if you want to check me out, the link to my Instagram is going to be down below. And yeah, as always, again, I repeat myself every time. Thank you for watching. I'll see you in the next one. Bye.